Hello and welcome to Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Well, tonight a very special guest, and it comes on a very special recognition for the Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt. And we have with us on the sidelines of this recognition, Honorable Judge Dr. Adel Omar Sherif, Deputy Chief Justices of the Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt. Honorable Judge Dr. Adel, thank you so much for joining Nile TV International, and congratulations on a very special honor tonight. Would you kindly tell us more about how will this important honor and recognition further cement relations between both countries, Egypt and Kazakhstan?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on the program. Indeed, it's I'm really thrilled. I'm so glad to have the opportunity of being honored by a friendly country through the work we've been conducting together, the Supreme Court of Egypt, the Supreme Constitutional Court on the one hand, and the highest judicial institution in Kazakhstan, which are the Supreme Court and the Constitution Council. As you correctly said, the ties and relationship between the two countries are really deeply rooted. I can't really go into the details because the history goes back until the Middle Islamic era and going down until the very modern age. But for the past 30 years, there have been a very special relationship between the two countries. When Kazakhstan declared its independence after the dissolution of the former Soviet Union, Egypt was one of the first countries to recognize the independence of Kazakhstan and immediately started a diplomatic relationship. So the diplomatic relationship between the two countries are going on now for 28 years. And throughout this period of time, there have been a lot of cooperation activities in many ways, not only at the economic level, but also social activities, medical cooperation, aerospace engineering, military, industrial stuff, and finally, the judicial cooperation. And this is, I mean, quite understandable if the two countries have both a good relationship in all fields of life. So why not the judiciary taking part of this process? Especially the judicial actors in the two countries are becoming very powerful institution within their own best and within their own countries, and therefore they could serve the people. And they could really promote the level of judicial performance and also the protection of human rights and freedom, in addition to saving the state's stability. And they would do this through so many techniques that is available before them. And this is usually the mandate of the judicial, what we call international judicial cooperation. So when judges from different countries get together, they explore the issues of common concern for them, the modalities available to deal with them, and finally the best options available for them to reach either consensus or really rapprochement in a way that make them deal with the same problem or the same issue the same way, based on the best experience available for them. And this exactly has been the experience we had with Kazakhstan. We concluded an agreement with them back in 2007. So the agreement has been there technically, even though we have cooperation before that, but the formal agreement was signed back in 2007. So for the past 13 years, we've been meeting regularly. We've been exchanging information, database, technology stuff. And as we said in our speeches earlier tonight, the quality of the agreement we have reached with Kazakhstan is of the best standards. And therefore, we've seen this agreement copied by other countries and serve as a model for international judicial cooperation, something that we make us very proud of what we have achieved, not only at the theoretical level, but also at the practical one.
This special recognition comes, a recognition for all the honorable judges of Egypt and the Supreme Constitutional Court of the country. Would you kindly tell us more about the judicial relations between Egypt and Kazakhstan and the hard work that has been exerted in that field?
Well, I'm very positive about that, and I believe the very well-established tie we have established with the Kazakh partners are really going on the right direction. As I have said earlier, there have always been a sense of commitment. So the Egyptian party, as well as the Kazakh one, have been working together in a very promising way.
During his visit of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to Kazakhstan, a new page has been opened in this solid foundation of relations and bilateral cooperation between both countries. Among those relations came the judicial ties.
After the visit of President Sisi to Kazakhstan back in 2016, I believe, and this was his very first visit to Eurasia region and started with Kazakhstan. One of the issues brought within the discussion was the judicial cooperation as well, and since then we have seen a very steady movement both from the Egyptian side as well as the Kazakh side. So people always show their commitment, their willingness to cooperate. They do meet together. We just had last year the Chief Justice of Kazakhstan and the President of the Constitution Council visiting us during our celebration for the 50th anniversary of the Supreme Constitutional Court. We've been invited to visit them this year, but we could not really pay a visit due to the COVID-19 consequences. Nonetheless, we are still planning to exchange a visit. And if we are not successful in the near future, we'll just really try to do this through the video conference technique, Zoom, or the way we've been doing it with some other countries so far.
Definitely there is a criteria of choice for this special recognition?
Apparently, we've been working with them for years. It's been 2 decades of hard work to really establish this judicial cooperation model that's serving, not, as I said, not only us, Egypt and Kazakhstan, but also other countries within the region. And with all of those people whom I have really mentioned in my presentation have worked very hard. And therefore, I believe that the political leadership in Kazakhstan appreciated what we have done, and therefore they want to recognize us for the achievement we have made to promote the cause of judicial cooperation between our 2 friendly countries. And that really motivates us and just really give us this sense of pride. And I believe the honoring is not just for me, it's for my colleagues and my court and for the Egyptian judiciary at large. I think all of them are part of this process simply because we are one single family. We work together, we cooperate together, and whatever achievement one of us would arrive at would serve the rest of us.
The Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt has cooperated with its peers all over the world, regionally and internationally, throughout the past period. That's why came this important recognition.
Well, we've been very active. We've been very lucky in our really march toward protection of human rights and freedoms. We've always had very visionary Chief Justices. I do remember the late Chief Justice Awad al-Murra and late Chief Justice Fathi Najib and others. All of them were very visionary in really creating a status for this institution. And you don't get this status unless you do a hard work and being internationally active. So it's not enough to do the hard work at home. You have also to sell yourself and be part of the international community. Because today we live in a very globalized world, and whatever you do here would find its way to some other place. So people have to be in connection, know what is going on here and there. And if you have a product that really serves the humanity in a way that is really acceptable for them, then you get this recognition. And I believe through our journey that extended for more than 50 years under this wise judicial leadership we had at the court, we've been able to achieve a lot and situate ourselves at the hierarchy of the constitutional jurisdictions, not only within the region, but also at the highest international level. As judges, we believe that we do have a mission in this society. And our mission not only to enforce the law, not only to protect people's rights and freedoms, but also to consider and protect the state. So we cannot really, we feel that we belong to this country and we have to protect our own country, and we have to situate our country in the highest level at the whatever regional or international activities. And this would require us to do a lot, exert a lot of efforts that could really fulfill what we are behind, what we aim at, what we really want to see in our own countries. And I believe we've been somehow doing our mission in a good way, and the support we've been getting not only from within the judicial institution, but the state itself, the leadership. We've been very fortunate, lucky over the past few years to have the support of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi himself, supporting the international activities of the court, either at the African level or even beyond that, which helped us to a great extent to be back on the international track.
Talking about this solid foundation and the future of judicial relations between both countries, and hopefully in 2021, and after we get rid of this COVID-19, the enemy of the whole world, I guess more to come for Egypt and for the whole world in the sense of cooperation and coordination together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm very optimistic that there are going to be a continuation of these cooperation activities, despite all these uncertain and difficult circumstances we've been going through. What I've seen through the experience of last year, or this year that has not come to an end yet, that despite these difficulties that we are unable to travel, people are not able to come and see you, we've developed these communications through electronic devices. We have the Zoom, we have others, video conferences facilities. It is not that they are not like having personal contact, but at least you do something we need at these difficult times. So I'm sure that, I mean, as time goes on and once the vaccine has arrived and become available and people feel comfortable again and started traveling again, we will continue our movement and we will be able to receive our guests, we will be able to travel, and we will continue the discussion. But as I said, the discussion has never come to an end, has never stopped. We still maintaining the discussion with our colleagues throughout the world through whatever available means of communication.
Dr. Adel Omar Sherif, Deputy Chief Justice, the Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt, thank you very much for joining Nile TV International, and congratulations on the occasion of this honor.
It's my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Let us hope that tomorrow is going to be much better than today.
That was this exclusive interview with Honorable Judge Dr. Adel Omar Sherif, Deputy Chief Justices of the Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt. Many thanks for watching.